More than 99% of all organisms that have ever existed on this planet are now extinct. Most of these organisms were wiped out by mass extinction events, such as the one that wiped out most non-avian dinosaurs. Some scientists argue that we are currently going through a sixth mass extinction event, and this is all because of the impacts that we humans are having on the planet. Humans have driven up the rate of biological extinction, and it's currently several hundred times higher than historical rates. Humans can cause extinctions in a very direct way, by overhunting or overharvesting, and we can also cause extinctions in a less direct way, by introducing non-native species into ecosystems where they don't belong and by destroying habitats and polluting. When a very iconic animal goes extinct, it can be a very tragic and depressing event, but in the case of some more recent extinctions, we do have something to remember them by. Luckily for some of the animals that have gone extinct in the past century, there is still some footage that remains. This footage can be both haunting and fascinating, and it will be featuring just a few clips in this video, as it will be going through 5 extinct animals that we still have footage of. Let's talk about an animal that doesn't exist anymore. It's called the Baiji dolphin, and it used to live in China. This dolphin was special because it lived in rivers, unlike the ones we usually see in the sea. The Baiji dolphin was in the Yangtze River in China. It looked a bit like the dolphins in the Amazon River, but was a bit smaller. This dolphin ate mostly fish, like other river dolphins do. Since the Yangtze River was often muddy, the Baiji dolphin used echolocation, kind of like how bats use sound to find things, to get its food. Sadly, people haven't seen this dolphin for more than 40 years, and experts worry it might be gone forever. Humans caused this dolphin to disappear, and there were many reasons why it happened. Long ago, during something called the Great Leap Forward, people hunted these dolphins for their meat and skin. This made them very rare. Also, they would often get caught in fishing nets and sometimes crashed into boats, which hurt them. But there's one more big reason they disappeared. China wanted to build lots of dams to make electricity. Dams can be good for power, but they can be very bad for animals that live in rivers. The dams blocked the way for animals like the Baiji dolphin to swim freely. This messed up how they made babies and found food. That's what happened to another fish called the Chinese paddlefish, and it's why the Baiji dolphin is gone too. Let's talk about the heath hen from North America. It wasn't its own kind of bird, but was a special type of greater prairie chicken. A long time ago, you could find them from New Hampshire to Virginia, but now they're gone. These birds used to live in the heathland areas along the coast. Back in the old days, there were lots of them around. Some people think that the first Thanksgiving dinner might have had heath hens instead of wild turkeys, but things changed over time. By the late 1700s, people didn't think much of heath hens for food. They were seen as food for people who didn't have a lot of money. Like many animals back then, these birds faced a lot of hunting. People hunted them for fun and to eat. Plus, new sicknesses and animals that weren't native to the area made things even harder. By the late 1800s, there were only about 70 heath hens left. Sadly, they were gone by 1932. Luckily, there are old movies that show what they looked like. And since they were a special kind of prairie chicken, there are still birds today that look just like them. Before we move on to the next animal, let's talk about the golden toad in Costa Rica. This toad used to live in a special place high up in Costa Rica. It was unique to a small part of the cloud forest. People often talk about it a lot because it's a symbol of a big problem for animals like it. This problem hasn't stopped even now. Since the 1980s, there have been fewer and fewer amphibians like this toad. It's really shocking how fast they're going away. The reasons for this are mostly because their homes are being destroyed, there's pollution in their environment, pesticides hurt them, and a fungus called chytrid is making them sick. When this fungus gets to amphibians, a lot of them die, and there isn't much we can do about it. Nobody is exactly sure what exactly caused the golden toad to disappear. Some think the fungus might have been part of it, but other things like pollution in the air and the earth getting warmer might also have hurt them. Since this toad only lived in a tiny area, it was in danger of dying out. It would have only taken one illness to wipe them all out. Scientists first talked about this toad in 1966, but just 23 years later, in 1989, they said it was gone forever. That's really fast. Sadly, many other animals like this toad are having the same problem even now. Now let's talk about a special bird called the ivory-billed woodpecker. People used to find them in the southern United States and Cuba. This bird was very famous because it was big, and some people think it might not exist anymore. Scientists say it's in danger of disappearing forever, but some say it's already gone. The ivory-billed woodpecker looked a lot like other woodpeckers. It was one of the biggest woodpeckers in the world, but just like the largest woodpecker ever known, this one might be gone too. It ate beetles, nuts, and fruits, but humans weren't very nice to them. People hunted these birds for their body parts and meat. They also shot them because they wanted to cut down trees for wood. This destroyed where the birds lived and raised their babies. The last time someone confirmed seeing this bird was way back in 1987. Since then, some people thought they saw it, but they were wrong. It's hard because this bird looks like others that are still around. Some people believe a small group might still live in the wilder parts of Cuba, but right now, nobody's sure if they're there or not. For our final species, let's talk about the thylacine, also known as the Tasmanian tiger. This animal used to live in Australia, and it's a big deal because it's extinct now, but we still have videos of it. The sad part is that it was really special. It was a meat eater and carried its babies in a pouch, like kangaroos do. The thylacine looked cool, with its special stripes, and it was the only one left in its group. There were other similar animals in Australia like quolls, numbats, and Tasmanian devils, but the thylacine was the last of its kind. It ate animals like kangaroos and wallabies, but also liked birds and small rodents. The last thylacine alive was in a zoo in Australia in 1936. Since then, lots of people have been trying to find out if any of them are still around somewhere. The thylacine had a hard time surviving because of a bunch of reasons. New animals like dingoes, foxes, and cats came in and made it tough for them. People also hunted thylacines because they hunted farm animals for food. It's sad because not just the thylacine, but many other animals in Australia have disappeared. Most of this happened because of people and new animals that weren't supposed to be there. It's kind of cool that we still have videos of the thylacine, but it's also a reminder that we need to take better care of our planet and the animals on it. If you know about any other animals like the thylacine, tell us in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this.